guys, this is Pros here. So today we're looking at examples of good leads of how to start your narrative. And so we're going to be looking at this personal narrative example. It's called A Feeling. So I'm going to read this to you. So when I read it to you, I want you to try and pay attention to the lead of the story, which is actually highlighted for you here. And I also want you to think about how good that is and how the author leads the story, and also how the author writes a complete story from beginning to end. So again, we're kind of trying to pay attention to the lead here and then the whole process of the events that the author writes from beginning to get to the end of the story, okay? So here we go. Please follow along. It's called A Feeling, a personal narrative example. Fear, a feeling nobody wants, but everybody has felt. Although sometimes in the end, the feeling of achieving something can make it all worthwhile. As I walk on the slippery cement floor, my palms start to sweat. My sister, my uncle, my dad, and I all walk to the line of the hurricane waterslide. We were at Wilderness Resort in Wisconsin Dells when we decided we were all going to go on the water slide. My sister once told me that this slide was the best water slide that she had ever been on. Ever since she told me that, I have waited until I could have the opportunity to go on it. Now I am on it. I never ever thought that instead of pure excitement, I would feel afraid. Our feet reached the end of the line. This line filled 3 flights of stairs. Wow, this line is huge, I say dramatically. I told you it was going to be a long wait, my sister replied to me. Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to be this long, I say. When my foot touched the stairs, I couldn't help but make a disgusted face. I hate the feeling of cold, wet wood. I stayed silent, but my mind kept coming up with the worst scenarios. What if you fall out of the tube? What if the water stops running and you guys get stuck in the water slide? What if the tube flips over? ¿Tienes miedo? My uncle asked me. Am I scared? I asked myself. No, I say, trying to come up with a brave face. Oh, I totally was, but I didn't need them to know that. The shorter the line got, the more worried I got. But I wasn't the only one scared. My dad was on the verge of tears. He definitely did not want to go on this huge water slide, but me and my sister practically dragged him over to the line. As evil as it may sound, I was very happy that my dad was nervous too. When we got closer to the water slide, the easier it was to hear the frightened screams. That is when I almost walked right down those stairs, but I knew that would just be embarrassing as screaming the entire ride down. When we got to the point where we could see the slide and we were only 4 turns away from going down, my stomach was in knots. The lifeguard told us to step on the weighing scale. It turns out that all of our weight together couldn't weigh over 600 pounds. Oh gosh, what if we weigh over 600 pounds? One of us will have to walk down the 3 flights of stairs. I took a step forward onto the huge square that they called a weight scale. Then on goes my sister and my uncle and my dad. I opened my eyes to see what we all weighed together, not even remembering closing them. 653 pounds. My heart sunk down and my head lay low. We couldn't all experience this water slide together. Even though I was sad, my dad quickly volunteered to not go on the hurricane. I won't go on it, my dad said at an abnormally fast pace. I'm out. And then he darted down the stairs without another word. I knew that he didn't want to go on it, but yet guilt still flooded my body. I felt bad for no reason. I realized that me wondering if we were going to way over the weight limit had taken up all of my time, and I had no more time to worry about going down the hurricane. We were stepping into the tube. It was sunset orange, and there were 4 spots where people could sit. When my feet touched the cold, bubbly water, I felt tingles go down my spine. I put my feet on the flat surface in the middle of all of the seating spots. I grabbed the ocean blue handles and sat down in the big seat. When the lifeguard asked who wanted to go backwards, I quickly declined. My uncle volunteered to go backwards, but that didn't take away any of the worry that was taking over my body. I saw the lifeguard move towards us and put his hands out to push us down. I closed my eyes so tight my eyelids started to fold in. My lips puckered and my eyebrows dipped down over my eyes. I know that we are moving when I go from seeing light to seeing darkness. All of a sudden, water was splashing in my scrunched up face. Wind was blowing my hair and making it go in all different directions. And then we dropped. It felt like we dropped straight down 50 feet. My stomach flew up and hit my chest. I was screaming my lungs out. The creases of my mouth started to get sore from stretching it out too much. When I thought I couldn't feel any more afraid, the hurricane proved me wrong. All of a sudden, we are being shot out of the tube into a huge dome. I felt us go up on the sides. I lifted out of the seat a little bit. That is when I couldn't even move. We kept swooshing from one side to the other. When the speed started to slow down, I decided to try to unfold my folded eyelids. When my eyes opened, I saw a pine green and faded white checkered squares all surrounding me. I felt like the water slide was as tall as the sky and as wide as the neighborhood block. I freaked out even more and closed my eyes yet again. If you thought I was done screaming, you were wrong. As I felt my body get lower and lower, I stopped freaking out as much. I opened my eyes when I suddenly felt a different surface beneath me. I started to see a bright light again. I then realized I was on my way out of the dome. When we were at the end of our ride, water splashed in my face. A wave of relief brushed over me when I saw the water park that I had left. Normally, the huge, thick smell of chlorine would not make me happy, but right now, it smelled as good as a cookie. It was a reminder that I was safe once more. How was it? My dad asked me. You would have died in there, I told him. It was so scary. It wasn't that scary, my sister said in a cocky voice. I rolled my eyes and giggled. Yeah, I guess I did have some fun, I said. Tidihe, my uncle said. Ugh, I hate it when adults say I told you so. Sure, they might have been laughing at me for screaming the entire way down, but I was still happy to be there. A rush of happiness filled my body, and for a moment, it was just us laughing. Fear, a feeling nobody wants, but always feels. Sometimes it is all worth it, though. I got over my fear and went on the hurricane. That day, I learned something. Fear is a feeling that nobody forgets, but I think I won't be forgetting this moment anytime soon.